Over the now 8 movies we've seen Thor in, there's been a clear descent of intelligence from Thor 1 to now Thor 4, Love and Thunder. Gator, I was going to ask you, can we make sense of this? Is there a canonical reason we can, retcon to make sense why Thor is so dumb now?
I know. We've talked about this before a little bit off air, and there's something happened to his brain, right? That's really what it is. Something happened to this guy's brain that's just so screwed up. And, we can actually pinpoint, I think, when when the side effects kind of start to show.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's the beginning of Thor Ragnarok is when it takes full effect. You can obviously, you can see early instances of it.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, see, this is the movie, that first scene with Surtur. He's just a goofball, man. He's going he's spinning around in the chains. He thinks he's funny. It's like, you're not funny, man. But he thinks he is, and that's really where it starts to change. You get the fish out of water scenario way early on, like from back in the first Thor movie. And that's the charming Thor we like to see. But that isn't retardation like we're getting now.
Is it that his intelligence is tied into the color of his eyebrows?
Well,
and the more blonde they are, the more intelligent he is. Because clearly, there's a descent as he becomes more and more right here. Look at him right here for Avengers 2.
Simpleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a simpleton. Well, that could be. That could definitely be it. I don't know. If that's the case, that means that he was storing all of his intelligence in the eyebrows, and when he lost them, it's kind of it's almost like that was the cork. And so then the liquid of intelligence slowly drained out. It wasn't like a Samson thing where you lose the eyebrows, you lose the intelligence.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But I mean, there's some moments where I kind of go he's not all there. Like in this one, his number one thing to I guess maybe it makes sense. He takes a bath for his intel gathering. He's like, I gotta go take this weird bath. But I guess maybe it was a deleted scene. But then afterwards, after seeing this vision that we actually get to see, it's not like we just see him cut away to this bathhouse, and then he comes back out. We see the vision, and then all of a sudden, he trusts Vision right away for no reason other than what?
Shit. He had a vision that was correct.
Oh, dude. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Well, that doesn't explain the stupidity, but that definitely, because Vision ended up being a really trustworthy guy. So if anything, that's a intelligent instance.
Okay, well, a broken clock can be right twice a day.
That is true. And I was thinking about, I'm just live thinking about this here. Later on, when Thor gets his eye cut out, in Thor Ragnarok by Hela, that's actually kind of a turning point where he goes back to being intelligent because he operates that fight really intelligently. The rest. What am I saying? He operates really intelligently the rest of that fight. He instructs, Loki to go summon Surtur to destroy Asgard because it's the only way out. And then we go to Infinity War where this guy's a straight up badass the whole time. He knows about 4-digit codes, stuff like that. So it's like, dude.
Oh, this guy here. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but even in Avengers Infinity War, he has moments where he's like, only if it kills me. And then he also has the, you ever heard of an email? Things like that where it's, he's just being aloof. You take this guy seriously?
Aloof? No, I don't take him seriously. Well, that's early in Ragnarok. Exactly. He's an idiot.
I know. And then also in Thor 3, Ragnarok, the beginning scene with him and Doctor Strange is funny, right? I mean, he's being a goofball in there too. So again, he just
love it.
I mean, okay. So let's just make this clear. We like a lot of the times what Chris Hemsworth can bring to the character when he's trying to be funny. But I'm just trying to make sense of how he goes from douchebag, you're an old man and a fool, to what's called to this goofball well, slapstick, and I'm just like a little that's just like your opinion, man. Like by the end of it, he's like the Big Lebowski, right? It's like this is
overrated
character
movie, by the way.
Way overrated.
Yeah, way
unsubscribe
overrated.
if you love Big Lebowski.
Yeah, no apologies. No, and we like stupid Thor. You and me do. We both like stupid Thor a lot. He's a really funny guy. But there has to be some kind of a reason. I mean, think back. What other trauma did he have? In Thor the Dark World, he was messing with other dimensional shit. You think that could do it?
Right. Yeah, like Thor the Dark World, like that ether really got to him, you're saying?
Yeah, or, I mean, it kind of looks like an inhalant, doesn't it? It's like a liquid. Not to mention he had to be in the presence of Malekith, the worst villain of all time.
Some might argue the best.
Some might. Well, best movie.
Yeah.
Best movie, worst villain.
What about in Avengers 1, he gets touched by that Loki scepter, and he just starts like, you're all ants. That might be the camera angle. The first sign of it.
That's such a funny camera angle. That's one of the best scenes in that movie.
Yeah. It's like a downward angle too, right?
It's like looking up at him and it's kind of shaking around like this. Somebody just holding this camera. What a strange thing. That looks like a deleted scene.
Yeah, it's hilarious though. I want Thor to be taken seriously, but I think he's just way more valuable, Chris Hemsworth, than being this comic relief on this. I really feel like
Well,
it's too bad.
I was gonna say, like, I think it's a lot of it has to do with the casting too. Maybe he's just not meant to be taken seriously. If you get your Alexander Skarsgård Northman Thor, if he was the one that played Thor, oh dude, such a cool, serious Thor. I'm not even sure Chris Hemsworth could do that. He's almost too pretty, you know?
Yeah, right. Chris Hemsworth, I'm trying to think of how he could. What if you put Skarsgård as Thor? What could you do with Hemsworth if you want to keep him in Avengers or in the Avengers, the MCU, right?
So you're saying recast Thor, but keep the old guy in there too?
No. I'm saying like in a hypothetical scenario, right? No, I'm saying like if you were to somehow, kind of like what they did with Chris Hemsworth, when they like, oh, this Tom Hiddleston, he auditioned for Thor. We like him, but we don't like him as Thor. We're going to put him as Loki. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so like reset,
if Chris
like
Hemsworth,
retroactively.
Yeah, so let's just say back in the casting and whatever, 2010 with Thor.
Right.
If Skarsgård came in, blew them away, they're like, we love Skarsgård, but we love the comedic timing of this guy. Where could you put Thor as like what's his name? Well, you could put him as Heimdall and make it more accurate, or you could put him as Volstagg, whatever.
Volstagg. Well, Volstagg's supposed to be like such a fat guy, but you could bulk up Thor. I mean, we love fat Chris Hemsworth as well. Yeah, he could have been Volstagg. That would have been fine.
Yeah, that would have been a good if you had him like this the whole time. He would have been great.
He would have been. I don't know. I don't know what he could be. Man, I'm trying to think of Thor characters. I mean,
it didn't have to be a Thor character. What if you just put him in something else? I'm trying to think what else you could put him in. That would be
Hyperion, the Sentry, I guess. Yeah, he kind of would have to be a funny character. What about Human Torch? Could he be Human Torch?
Yeah, I think he would be. I think he'd be a great Human Torch. Yeah, just keep him more lean. You don't bulk him up too much.
Well, have you seen those pictures of him like pre-Thor or whatever? He's like a surfer.
Yeah. I
think that actually would work out just fine. He's almost too pretty, I think, to be Human Torch. But what about bulk him up, give him some like scruff or whatever, and make him the original Human Torch?
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Dude, I love the
Android version.
Yes, yeah. I love that guy, man.
He's like, it's too bad if oxygen touches my skin because I'll be on fire. Oh, God.
They have him in like that glass container. I love that Alex Ross art, man. Oh, what about, actually, no, shit, I just had it in my head. Oh, Eddie Brock. I think he'd make a great Eddie Brock.
Yeah, he would make a great Eddie Brock.
He looks exactly like Eddie Brock.
Oh, dude. Yes, he'd be great Venom. But
Eddie Brock Obama.
Rest in peace. He'd be better than Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. It'd be so weird. I do not like Tom Hardy's depiction of Eddie Brock.
He looks nothing like him. And it's played up way too much for laughs. I don't blame Sony, man, for capitalizing on the comedy train of Marvel, but it's a little much.
Okay, well, have we figured out our canonical reason why Thor is stupid now? Is it a little bit of Loki Scepter? Maybe it's just the exposure to Infinity Stones might be the thing. The Loki Scepter, then Malekith, and then we can see that slow descent, and then it's even more exposed. I'll go back to. So he sees the Infinity, or he sees Loki Scepter. That's where he's like, you just ants, right? And then this one, he gets Malekith. The stuff onto him. I'm trying to think of any dumb stuff he does in here. In this
Thor: The Dark World, not a whole lot of. No, it's a pretty serious movie.
Pretty serious, but he gets exposed to the ether or whatever. And this one, he gets exposed to visions, like most purest form of the stone, right? So he gets exposed again.
Yes.
And then here, nothing. I think it's in full effect here. He becomes stupid.
It is full effect, but he gets snapped out of it though. Like I was saying, he gets his eye cut out, and suddenly he's back on top. And then we go into Infinity War, where he's back on top. This is what I think it is. I think you hit it kind of right on the head right away off the bat with that the eyebrows thing. I think you pop the cork on the eyebrows, the intelligence is slowly leaking out, and you can actually see that with the darkening of his hair in general. I think that's direct correlation. And then I think you get a little bit of Loki's scepter in there to speed the process along. But also, I think it just so happens that, because you have to ask yourself, why did the eyebrows turn dark, right? I think it's the introduction to Jane Foster and her stupid fucking friend, Darcy. Ugh. Okay, I think that's really what did it, because as soon as those guys get introduced, it all goes downhill for Thor intelligence-wise. And honestly, in his life, too. His whole family ends up dying. But if you skip now to Thor Ragnarok or whatever, that's after Jane dumped him. They say it in the movie. And Darcy's out of the picture, too. Even though it's in full effect right there, by the end of that very movie, we get back to intelligent Thor. You know what I mean? I think that could be it.
That could be it. Yeah.
I think the actual catalyst is in being involved with
those
two terrible characters.
And then what happens here when he's Fat Thor in Endgame? Is it just the trauma catching up to him?
I think, it's just wild card. And then look at that. I mean, he's back on Earth, so maybe he's spying on Jane or something. Too close proximity to them. I think that's really what it is, man.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? It might be the Tiggle Bitties from Darcy that might be causing it. You think that might be it too?
Well, maybe they secrete something. You know what I mean? You don't even have to squeeze them or anything. You just kind of touch them, and then out of the pores, it's like a citrus from an orange peel, and it fills the air, and it's toxic to Asgardian brain. I think that's really what it is.
It might also affect the writers, because as soon as you brought Darcy into WandaVision, the show just became stupid. So
it's true. The first 2 episodes of WandaVision, dude, were actually really good, and then it all went downhill.
Yeah, the Tiggle Bitties. All right, well, that's our going theory right now, that the biddies are the reason why Thor has become stupid.
Yep.
And
T.O.B.
So, all right, well, let us know what you think the canonical reason is for Thor being so stupid now, from Thor 1 to now Thor 4 Love and Thunder. Comment your thoughts down below. Smash that like button. Like what, Gator?
Oh, man. We would not smash those TOBs.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to poison our minds, dude. Instant pass.
Yeah, smash it like that. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this.